Certainly that's going to be one of the storylines of the week. A Patriots team that year after year find its way to be in this game. They are used to playing in February. They're used to making this trip, everything that comes with it. There's so much that comes at these guys that doesn't happen during the regular season. Take tomorrow for an example. They'll have team meetings. They'll have a lift, but then they're going to end up doing nighttime media availability in downtown Atlanta. So, again, they're going to be traveling all over the place, a lot of time on buses just because of the way this thing's set up for them logistically. But that's just the start of a long week. They're going to try to keep some sense of normality. No extra walkthrough, no extra practice Monday or Tuesday. They'll get back to the field on Wednesday, which is their usual schedule.
The Rams will be busy in the days to come, and so will Tom Pelissero. Tom Pelissero in Atlanta at the airport. Tom, thanks so much as always. Appreciate the knowledge. Now back here with M-Rob and TD. Yeah. And TD, as you see these guys come off, they look pretty relaxed for all intents and purposes.
Well, what's cool is that you have Sean McVay not making this a business trip, because these guys have sweatsuits on, and normally on a business trip, you get off the suit, you got your suits on. And
California casuals.
But that's good. I like that.
Who defines suit and tie as business? Who defined it as that? Why?
Not Mark Cuban.
I'm just saying, why can't you be in sweats and jumpsuits and still be on a business trip?
Well, let me see you go do a speech in a jumpsuit, and then come talk to me.
They're not going to do speeches, bro. They're going to play football.
My point is, if you're going on a business trip, when I say quote unquote, is that people assume you have to have you dressed all nice and go to this business trip. That's why I say I like what Sean McVay is doing. He's saying, listen, we're going to handle business, but we're going to do it our way. We're going to do it. We've been doing it all year, and the way we're going to do it with our jumpsuits on, go to the city and take care of things the way we want to do it, and not subscribe to that whole thing that you got to look like the other team. Because the Patriots come down. I mean, I know it's a further flight. Patriots are coming down with their suits on, and that whole business trip thing.
I think it's very interesting that Aaron Donald was the first person to lead the team off of the plane.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's sending a statement to the rest of the football world that they're coming down here for business. They're coming down here to hit. They're coming down here to be led by their defense, led by probably the best player on their team, and Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, 20.5 sacks this year, hoping to add maybe a few more on Sunday. Now, speaking of, he's going to be looking to sack Tom Brady and the Patriots. Well, they touched down just a few hours ago. As you see right there, Tom Brady waving to the onlookers, Bill Belichick and the business trip in the suit. But as we heard, a lot shorter of a trip from New England to Atlanta as opposed to Los Angeles to Atlanta. But James Palmer, he was in attendance when they touched down, and here he is right now with the Patriots' plans this week.
The Patriots arrived here in Atlanta at their team hotel a little bit before 5 o'clock local time. They have opening night tomorrow night, and then Tuesday they'll begin their practices over at Georgia Tech, downtown Atlanta, at their indoor practice facility. But preparing for this week and Super Bowl 53 in the Los Angeles Rams, maybe the experience of the Patriots comes into play in this aspect. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels said, with so much time to prepare for the Rams, you have to find a balance in how much information you give this offense, but at the same time, don't give them too much to where you're overloading them mentally to where they can't go out next Sunday, play fast, and play aggressive. They do feel having Tom Brady, and this being his 9th Super Bowl appearance, that helps them finding that balance in terms of their preparation. We'll figure out if that ends up being an advantage for the Patriots or not when Super Bowl 53 rolls around.
James Palmer, good stuff. And there he is once again, Bill Belichick, getting ready for business as usual. The Patriots, they've been in 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls, and his record as a head coach in the big game, 5-3, hoping to move that to 6-3. And earlier today, he gave a speech at that send-off rally, so let's get some of the best parts of it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming out today. This is an awesome crowd. It's just tremendous. This is the biggest send-off we've ever had, and we really appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate your support all year, and we hope to see you in Atlanta. You're gonna hear from the players. It's a great group of captains. They've given us tremendous leadership all year, on and off the field. They played their best football when we with them in the most important games, and we've got the biggest game coming up, and we're looking forward to it. So see you in Atlanta. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And much to the chagrin of longtime Boston sports writer Ian O'Connor, on this day in 2000, the Patriots, they hired Bill Belichick as their head coach. So as we look forward to Sunday and how it's going down, that cat and mouse game, Bill Belichick versus Sean McVay, how's it going to go down and who's going to get the better of it?
Well, in a game like this, you can't prepare for everything. You can try to get the guys to prepare for everything. But what it is in a game like this, we realized when I was playing that, you only have a short time to prepare for this game. Yeah. The team, they're going to win some things, right? So you have to say, listen, we're going to prepare as much as we can for what we see, but not try to throw everything at the players. Because what happens is now you bog down trying to remember all that stuff. You got to say, we're going to prepare for these things. And if we haven't seen it before, then we had a play that would get us out of that. Okay. Not make a worse play out of a bad play. Meaning, if we saw something we didn't like, we'll check to maybe 18, 19 handoff, get 1 or 2 yards, go back to the sideline, talk about it. But there's also plays that you look at a team, you say, okay, we have a chance to make a play right here. We did this in Super Bowl 32 against the Green Bay Packers. All week long, we saw the Packers where Eugene Robinson, the safety, was on the hash. He never went into the middle of the field. Until he did. We're like, we know we're going to score on this play. We dialed it up. John threw the pass. I think it was to Rod Smith. Eugene came back, picked it off. And so we had never seen that before. Okay. But we had to make the adjustment. We made a bad play, made it worse. But if that happens, you have to go back and talk about it, make the adjustments on the sideline, and try to figure out how we can, next time if we see it, make the adjustment there. Because what happens is if you try to make adjustments for every single play you've seen that the team play, you can't do it.
You can't. It's impossible to make adjustments.
You can't do it. They're going to win some, and you're going to win some.
Exactly. And to me, it's about just playing fundamental football at the end of the day, playing fundamental football. And I think this game is going to come down to whether Jared Goff under 15 seconds in the play clock, because we know Sean McVay talks to him through his ear most of the time while the play clock is going. To me, this game is going to come down what happens after those 15 seconds. Bill Belichick does a lot on the defensive standpoint of late stemming, sometimes going from a 4 down to a 3 down late in the play clock. Can Jared Goff process the best possible play to defeat that? Bill Belichick, they don't do anything exotic. They just make sure that you check all the boxes to make sure that you prepared the best way that you possibly can.
So I think it's safe to say this matchup comes Sunday in Super Bowl 53. It's going to be like Yoda versus Luke Skywalker. Both of those cats, and Belichick and Sean McVay, looking to channel the Force. Now, still more to come right here on Total Access. Sony Michel, Todd Gurley, the Patriots and the Rams offenses. Well, they've run through these two backs yet. Only one of them is going to have the power to get their squad a victory on Sunday. Who's going to have the bigger impact? We're going to give you an answer next right here. Total Access. Don't move.